G'day guys, welcome back to our channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a super interesting topic. At least I find it interesting, and I know a lot of you do too, because I get asked this question literally all the time by either digital nomads, people looking to get into content creation, or just random people, family, friends, and that is, how much can you actually make in your first year of doing YouTube? This is a complex question because it's going to be different for everybody. It depends on a lot of different factors, but all I can do is share our experience of our first year in YouTube and how much money we were able to make. In fact, we were able to go full-time on YouTube after just 6 months. So I'm going to share literally every little detail, every breakdown, all the money we made from different avenues such as YouTube AdSense, sponsorships, affiliate sales, selling digital products, everything to do with our YouTube channel. And at the end of it, I'm going to tell you how much we made in our first year. And if you enjoy this video, remember to hit like and subscribe. Stick around to the end because I'm going to give you some tips if you are looking to start a YouTube channel in 2025 or beyond on how you can make a full-time income within 1 year. But it is so hot out here. I'm gonna head into the studio and film in there because I'm getting really sweaty. Okay, so before I get into it, guys, I want to tell you about our brand new community that was built and designed by us for people like us. So when we started our YouTube channel back in 2021, we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. And honestly, we really wish something like this existed, which is why we built it. Introducing Creator Society, our new online community for creators who want to connect, get advice, and level up their content game. There's a free plan you can join and you'll get access to other creators, our Q&A library, resources like our thumbnail course, publishing checklist, and loads more. But if you're serious about growing your YouTube channel in 2025, check out Creator Society Pro, which has weekly live Q&As, channel audits, courses that we're constantly updating, live webinars, guest speakers, and so much more. Use code Lloyd and Mandy when you join to get 25% off the pro account. The link is below and hopefully we'll see you inside. Okay, so I want to point out before I go too far that the point of this video isn't a flex or like to show off how much money we made in our first year of doing YouTube. Actually, it's really to try and help people to maybe adjust their expectations as far as starting a YouTube channel. A lot of people we meet either through our community or just randoms like that we meet out when we're out for a meal and we get chatting to people, or a lot of people who DM us and email us online and tell us that they're basically looking at doing a similar thing to what we've done, and what can they expect? How long can they expect to be working on YouTube before they start seeing an income? And how much income can they actually make? And how long will it take for them to actually start making a full-time income? So that's why I'm making this video. But before I get into the numbers and break everything down, I want to start all the way back in November 2021 when we posted our first video. So we were working online for about 3 years part-time in Australia. We had started off in Amazon FBA, e-commerce. We started a few brands and were selling physical products. We were doing drop shipping as well as private labeling. And we were getting pretty good at it, to be honest. We sold our first 2 brands for a decent amount of money, nothing crazy, like enough to give us the confidence that, hey, this might be a viable income stream for us. We really just wanted some kind of a way to make money online that was scalable and that we could work our own hours, because I've done every job there is under the sun, every shitty job. I have worked in factories, I've worked in offices, I've worked in hospitality, I worked in oil rigs, I worked in underground mines, I worked on construction sites, and I had a lawn mowing and gardening business. All of them took up so much of my time. All I wanted to do, and this was our intention from the beginning, was first of all be able to be in control of what hours we worked and how much we were able to earn. And I just wanted the freedom to be able to look after my body. Like when I was working construction on the Gold Coast, I used to have to drive an hour to an hour and a half to get to the site in the morning, which meant leaving my house at 5:30. And then it was an hour and a half to 2 hours back, depending on traffic. So maybe getting home at 5. That's a 12-hour day. And then if you're trying to fit in going to the gym or any kind of training, going for a run, even just stretching, like it's really difficult because by the time you get home, you're absolutely exhausted. Now, working on the oil and gas rigs in the mines was even another level to that because you're literally just getting up, working, finishing work and going to bed after you eat and have a shower. So that was the goal. We wanted to make money online, and we had spent 3 years learning how to do that, and we were making enough money so that we didn't have to work full time, but we weren't making enough that we could actually support ourselves in Australia. So I can't believe I'm even saying this, but when Australia decided to open the borders and let people leave, yes, that's right, there was that period of time where we were not allowed to leave our own country, which was extremely difficult for us because Mandy and I both had family living overseas. I had family living in all different states in Australia, so we were really isolated. But we had already decided that we wanted to go somewhere cheap where we could just focus on working online and hopefully get our income to a position where we could actually live off it and hopefully scale it up, because we didn't have all the time to focus on online work when we were working part-time jobs. We could do 10 to 20 hours per week, but we both knew in the back of our minds, if we actually had the time and no distractions, no friends, no having to worry about commuting to work, no working shitty jobs that we didn't want to do. If we were just devoting our time completely to this, that we could get to that next level. We decided to document this because at the time, in November 2021, no one was moving to Bali. In fact, everyone we told that we were moving to Bali told us that it wasn't possible. They would tell us things like, you know, if you go to Bali, you're gonna get COVID, you're gonna get sick. If you move to Bali, it's dangerous. You can't move to Bali now, especially during COVID. You don't have enough money to move there, which we didn't. They weren't wrong. We only had about, I think, $10,000 saved up, like just enough to last us 6 months. We had a lot of doubts, but we wanted to document the whole process in case anybody else was trying to do the same thing. And also, we were using YouTube as a marketing tool for our online work that we were doing. So apart from ecom, we were building ecom businesses for other people. I was running Facebook ads, so doing digital marketing for businesses. Mandy was doing social media management, content creation, and graphic design. Although these were all very inconsistent income streams, they were income streams. And we figured building a personal brand would help to make these income streams more viable. And even though I was absolutely terrified of talking to a camera, and I still am to this day, I remember going and doing our first few vlogs, and I had to literally knock back 2 or 3 beers and have a cold shower and listen to some David Goggins speech while I'm in the shower, just to get myself in the right headspace where I wasn't hearing negative thoughts and I could actually go out and look at a camera and talk to a camera. These days, it's not as bad. It's still something I struggle with. But so my point in sharing all of that is, we always had it in the back of our minds that YouTube could become the thing that we do full time. We just never really thought that it would happen so fast. And we kind of went into it blindly. We didn't know what we were doing. We had just had other YouTubers that we watched and got inspiration from. We listened to a ton of podcasts and watched a ton of content on how to create a successful YouTube channel. But really, it was all just trial and error and us kind of winging it. Okay, so our first video was released November 11, 2021, so that's where I'm gonna start from. And this video was titled Our First Vlog, Moving from Australia to Bali, November 2021. Now, that video has 15,000 views right now, but at the time when we released it, it probably got 50 views. We shared it to our Instagram page, who no one was following us, so that didn't really mean anything. It was probably, honestly, mostly family and friends that were watching that video. Our second video we released on 18th of November, so a week later, November 2021. Again, that video has 13,000 views. At the time, it probably had 20 or 30. Then we got dengue fever, and we didn't publish a video for about 10 days. But this actually was the turning point where I was laying there sick, and I remember feeling like unsure if I really wanted to do this YouTube thing or if I just wanted to be behind the camera and just keep working on my digital marketing stuff. This probably sounds over the top and corny and cliche, but I literally felt like I was on my deathbed, and like the doctor told me that I had to go to hospital because my blood platelet and my, I think it was white blood cells, was so low that I was going to need a blood transfusion. Luckily, we had nurses come around to our house every day doing IVs and blood tests, and we recovered after about 2 weeks. But I sort of told myself, like, I think when you get sick and you have all these worries and doubts, when you get really sick, all that sort of goes out the window, and you tell yourself, man, if I just get healthy again, I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just going to give it a crack. So I said to Mandy, look, let's really give this YouTube thing a go. We've bought the equipment. We've come on a one-way ticket to Bali. We have everything we need. We've put out our first videos. The world didn't come crashing down. So let's just see what happens. So as you can see here, I have opened up our YouTube analytics page. You're going to see all of our statistics from when we published our first video on the 11th of November 21 until the 11th of November 2022, 1 year later, which just so happens to be when we got married on the 11th of November 2022 in Las Vegas, which we also filmed. If you haven't watched that video, go and check it out. But 11/11 has a massive recurrence in our life. It was the day we left Australia and started our YouTube channel. It was also the day we got married in Vegas, and it was the day we moved to Thailand. So something about 11/11 keeps coming up with us. But over that period of time, we gained 6.4 million views on our channel, 572,000 watch time hours, 57,000 subscribers, and we earned a total of $30,000 US, which converted to Australian is something around $45,000, $46,000, $47,000. So in this time, we published a video pretty much 2 to 3 times a week. We published over 100 videos in that first year. And the reason that's important is that's probably honestly how we were able to earn this amount of money and get this amount of subscribers. If you're starting out on YouTube and you are publishing 1 video a week or 1 video every 2 weeks or even 1 video a month, it's going to take you a lot longer to be able to earn money off your channel. We got monetized around the 7th of January, and we made 97 cents on our first day of being monetized. Now, to a lot of people, that probably would have been a little bit disheartening. And I'm not gonna lie, it was for a minute. I was like, damn, like all this work we've been doing for 2 months making videos and we're making $1 a day. But I also had a feeling in the back of my mind that if we could be making $1 a day from just doing YouTube for not even 2 months, like 6 weeks, imagine what we can be earning in 12 months, 24 months, or 36 months. And my feeling was right because we kept publishing. We stayed in Bali for 6 months and made all types of videos about Bali, digital nomad life, working online, until around April was when our first video really took off, and we got 52,000 views in 1 day. And that was when we earned around about $75 US for that day. So if you convert that to Australian dollars, it's about 110 Australian dollars, which isn't like life-changing money. But if you think about earning $100 a day, every day for a whole month, that's over $3,000, which isn't bad, just from making YouTube videos. We also saw a huge jump in subscribers. Around that time, we got like 500 subscribers in 1 day. And that was due to one video that we put out that just went kind of viral in Indonesia. It didn't necessarily reach much of an audience in Australia or Canada or America, but it went pretty viral in Bali. And that really boosted our channel a lot. But that would have never happened if we didn't have the consistency of putting out videos every second day or every third day for 6 months straight. So roughly $31,000 is what we made from YouTube AdSense in our first year of doing YouTube, which isn't bad. It's close to 50 grand Australian. That is a pretty decent income for making content. But here's the kicker. That is about 50% of what we actually earn, because on top of the YouTube AdSense money, which accounts for maybe nowadays 20 to 30% of our income, we started getting brand deals. Our first brand deal was for $100. And we were absolutely stoked. They wanted us to make 6 videos for 100 US dollars each, which worked out to be about 1,000 Australian dollars. And we just couldn't believe that someone was actually willing to pay us to make a video. Nowadays, obviously, it's a different story. We charge a different amount, and we have companies that we work with regularly. Now, I mentioned earlier that YouTube AdSense is about 20 to 30% of our revenue. Majority of the revenue actually comes from sponsorships, and you guys have obviously seen the sponsorships in our videos. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to put ads on our videos. We wouldn't have to do sponsorships, but if we want to make content full-time for a living, then obviously we need to have some sort of monetary gain. Otherwise, we would have to be working full-time jobs and we wouldn't be able to make any content at all. So for the period of November 11 to December 11, we made approximately, actually, pretty much exactly the same amount. It is exactly the same amount. $30,984 in US. Wow, that's really close. It's like $2 off. So that was from brand deals as well as affiliate sales. So we were lucky enough that we got some brand deals pretty early on. With only about 10,000 subscribers, we started getting brand deals coming in. When it comes to sponsorships, we like to try and only work with brands that we think relate to our content and that you guys are actually interested in, which is why we've been working long-term with brands like Olafly eSIM, which we use to this day. I've got an Olafly eSIM on my phone right now. Surfshark VPN, I never log onto my laptop without turning on my Surfshark VPN. We also have Level 8 luggage, which is the luggage we use for everywhere we go. And we also have Safety Wing Nomad Insurance, which we've covered in other videos. We used for Mandy's entire pregnancy, and we've been using since the day we left Australia. If you're traveling without travel insurance, quite frankly, you're an idiot, because it's saved the day for us a couple of times. We like to only promote brands or products that we think you guys are going to be interested in. Every now and then we'll get an offer and we're not sure if it's going to resonate with the audience. We'll make an ad, we'll put a sponsorship out, and it won't do well. It won't get many clicks, it won't get many sales, which tells us that it's probably not the right fit for our channel, and we won't do any more sponsorships with that brand. We like to stick with brands that align with our content and with what you guys are looking for, and that hopefully helps you guys out. So, the grand total of how much we earned in the first 12 months purely from YouTube, both ads, sponsorships, and affiliate sales, is almost 62,000 US dollars, which translates to just under 100,000 Australian dollars. Honestly, that's pretty bloody good. If you had have told me in November 2021 that in just a year's time we would have earned $100,000 purely from making YouTube videos, not doing any other digital marketing, no other graphic design work, no social media management, no other jobs, just YouTube, I would have been absolutely stoked, which is why I'm telling you guys this. Now, this isn't going to be the same journey for everybody. Everybody's different. You may be in a different niche. You may not have the time to put out the same amount of videos that we put out. As I mentioned earlier, we put out well over 100 videos in our first year. And that's because, honestly, when we got monetized and we realized that this was actually a possibility to make money from YouTube, and it was way more fun than what we were doing at the time, we sat down and we said, okay, let's set out some goals. And our number one goal was, first of all, how much do we need to make to feel comfortable doing YouTube full time? I said around $10,000 a month. I would be completely happy with that. That was our ceiling, that was my goal, and we hit that. And to be completely honest, we hit that after the first 6 months, a lot faster than what we thought we would have. And we only had about 10,000 subscribers when we started earning that kind of money. Yes, there may be some people who spend years and years on YouTube and aren't seeing much growth and aren't making much money in the beginning, and then all of a sudden their channel just skyrockets. Mr. Beast is by far the biggest YouTuber in the world, but he started when he was like 12 or 13 years old in his bedroom, and he was making videos for years and years, and he didn't even start making any kind of an income for like 4 or 5 years. And then fast forward 10, 15 years later, and this guy's like a billionaire. He's got his own show on Amazon, he's got all these different businesses. And whatever you think about Mr. Beast, whether you like his content or his personality or whatever, he is proof that it can go so many different ways. There are people who can jump on YouTube and straight away their channel just skyrockets because it just hits all the factors. And then there are people who have to gut it out for years and years and years. So everyone's journey is different. I think we were able to capture a combination of timing as well as placement. So the timing was great because we were traveling during a period where not many people were traveling and they were watching our videos to travel vicariously. But the key to that was that in every single one of our videos that we make, and still to this day, we've made over 300 videos. The goal is always to provide as much information and value as possible. So the reason we were able to get 6.5 million views in the first year is because every single video we were trying to give some kind of value, some kind of information, something helpful. We weren't just picking up a camera and walking around with it because we wanted to be on camera and we wanted to become famous or we wanted people to look at us. The point was to help people to navigate traveling during COVID. And then we also transitioned to, we've discovered this newfound freedom, which is working online, creating content, creating art really, and doing something that we love, which was travel and experiencing new things. And we wanted to share that with other people and how they could do it too, which is where we're at in our next chapter in our lives now, which is raising a daughter here in Thailand as expats. We've shared the whole journey of moving here and Mandy being pregnant for all of last year basically. She was pregnant here in Thailand. We get tons of DMs about what it's like moving to Thailand. How do you move to Thailand with your dog? What are the hospitals like? What was it like having a baby? What is it? Is it family friendly in Hua Hin or in Thailand in general? And these are the types of questions we like to answer on our channel. So that's why I made this video today, because if you're somebody who's either started a YouTube channel, but you're not all in and you're wondering if you should give it all of your effort, or if you're maybe a content creator on something like TikTok or Instagram and you're thinking about jumping over to YouTube, or if you've never created content ever and you're just wondering, is this even a viable business option? Well, I think the answer is yes. I think making $100,000 a year creating content is a pretty good result. Compared to the jobs that I used to do back home, this is by far the most rewarding, the most fun. It's also the most challenging at times. As I said, I still get nervous before filming videos. There's still times where I just don't want to pick up the camera. There's negative comments that get left in our videos. We get negative DMs from time to time. But overwhelmingly, the response is generally thank you for providing information on whether it be a hotel that we stayed at or a cost of living video or what hospitals are like here in Thailand. It could be anything, but we get an overwhelming number of messages, emails, and comments of people thanking us for putting out content. So that's why we keep doing it. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you. I appreciate it. Please hit the like and subscribe button. One key tip I want to give anybody who is thinking about starting a YouTube channel or has already started a YouTube channel and maybe you're doubting yourself, I would say put out as much content as possible. Just get better at making content. Forget about everything else. Forget about trying to game the system and turn your content into short form and put it on TikTok and put it on Instagram and make every single video perfect. Just make as much content as possible and put it out as much as possible, because every time you put a video out, it's going to be a little bit better than the last one. If you go back and watch our videos we made back in November 2021, and then you go and watch a recent video that we made this year, it's night and day. Like the sound quality, the picture quality, just the way we talk to the camera, everything is completely different. And that's because we had no idea what we're doing. The only way we learned what we were doing was by actually doing it. Now, if you want to fast track your journey to making money on YouTube or making it a career, as I mentioned earlier, you can join our community, the Creator Society, which was 100% designed and built by us. We have full-time admin there. We have plenty of resources, including short courses, webinars. We got monthly guest speakers, and most importantly, weekly live Q&As where you can jump on and ask us absolutely anything, as long as it is content creation related. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, click the link down below if you want to join our community, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.